All right, I think I'm live. I'm about to go live on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Periscope. I actually gotta go fast. So this is one of the first times that I felt the need to actually do a live stream because I have a topic that I really need to discuss more openly with more people and get feedback. So I have been working on different SaaS. Some of them are in the market, some others are coming out super soon. And one of the areas where I've been doing a lot of work is understanding all the different pricing plans. So I've done a big deck with all these different pricing plans, and I've printed it out and studied it. But there is like a bunch of questions that I actually have about it. So we'll basically go straight into the presentation and make myself really small up here to the right, and we'll take a look at these pricing plans for SaaS, which means software as a service, for whoever doesn't know. Learnings and questions. By the way, it's 9:51 p.m. here, so I'm kind of tired. Apologies about that. Okay, so here's the thing. By the way, let me just go live into this. Perfect. All right. So here are some of my learnings. I actually added them here in, if I make the slides available, it'll be easy to go back and forth. I might write a book at the end of the day. But, and when I do this, I'm just checking if my audio is good, which it is. I was thinking here all the different ways to call the different plans. It seems like free, premium, professional, growth, ultimate, enterprise are some of them. I don't really like the bronze, silver, and gold. There's different, if you're a developer app or API, you could use the developer stuff, or you could have company or VIP. I don't really like VIP. So I was basically taking a look at a million plans, and the top ones are the ones that I think like it could be a good combination. And it's always good to have a free, as our friend Wes Bush from Product-Led Growth will teach you in his book. I would say, like, if you're giving a free plan, just make sure you let people know that you're giving that out for free. So actually, this is on us. We're actually not doing that on one of our SaaS, so we'll definitely have to do it. That's one thing. Don't ever do that. Tell people that, remind that you're giving that for free. Just like people gotta feel that you're being really generous about it. Add-ons are something that Stripe supports, so they are basically, these are kind of add-ons. So for Help Scout, it's the whole thing, like, do you want fries with that? Like, you want McDonald's to McDonald's for a burger, and you get fries and Coke, like kind of different products, and those could be charged one time or monthly. So remember to think about add-ons, right? Really, really important. For me, I'm still thinking about the add-ons, to be honest. It's not so easy, and especially after you thought about all the plans and you're like, oh damn, you gotta think about add-ons as well. So I'm still thinking about those. Best practices from pricing plans. Okay, this is like one of my favorite things that Front app does really well. So what they do is that they show you the yearly plan, and they tell you, like, you save more yearly. Obviously you're paying more upfront, and if you tap on monthly, this number will increase, right? Because obviously the cost per user per month is higher on the monthly. And so it makes you feel like you're really feeling the saving, obviously they're super smart. They just raised their, I don't know what, C round. Shout out to Mathilde Collins that I had a chance to quickly meet once in the Bay Area. Maybe a couple of times as well and she just raised like another 56 million, like I said. So they're super smart. Definitely look at them. And this is, by the way, like, I made a big mistake because I actually I didn't look at all the top services. I actually first did how did I do it? I did a Google search, which is not a really good idea, and then I went on Dribbble, which is a bit better idea. And then the third thing I got to do on a completely separate presentation is to just look at the best services and basically, oh, by the way, I think I'm going to place myself in a bit of a different space, like here, so I don't cover and maybe make myself even smaller, because I don't really matter anyways. Might delete myself. So yeah, like really I will have to redo this, just looking the best, what the best services do. But anyways, I wanted to share this with you, see if it's useful for anyone, and maybe at some point I'll get to the discussions and some of you guys will help answer my questions. I'm gonna also time myself. I think already like 5 minutes went through, and we're just gonna like run through this really, because I'd like to go as fast as possible. So like, there's another thing I learned from Google, like to have a clean design. This by alternating different colors, it's and maybe giving me this best value. I'm like really, this is a default. It's another thing that I was listening during this product-led design, product-led growth summit. Really good summit again from Wes Bush. I need to do the list of people I shout out to. So Mathilde and Wes Bush, so you guys can connect with them. I will add it later to the LinkedIn, especially. I'm mainly doing this for LinkedIn. If you see me on Facebook, I don't really care. I might actually share it to the SaaS groups I just joined on Facebook. Those are good. Otherwise, Facebook is just too much politics. Damn. So this alternation makes me feel good. It's just a little thing here on the button. Can you even see my cursor? No, that sucks. Okay, well, no problem. Oh, I think that I know a way. Pointer, yeah. Hopefully the pointer will work. So like, you see this like alternation, or maybe not even. Well, whatever. So yeah, free, like, it's super important. If you read the book by, yeah, it works perfect. If you read the book again by Wes Bush, it's super important to have free. I was just convincing some fellow tech founders how important it is. Let me just double check that my audio is good. Perfect. So then, as you move towards more expensive plan, you see more and more features, one for each line in this case, right? So I think this is like really nice and clear. So, you know, as you go down, you basically see more and more features that you're getting. I think this is really cool. This is really important for me. I hate why is this thing coming out? How can I even avoid it? I don't even know. Open speaker notes, more, nothing. Okay, well, forget it. So I always try to do this with the SaaS, like move from left to right, less expensive to most expensive, and then just increase the features. Like people just want to feel that they're getting more as they pay more. People are quite rational, I think, from that perspective. So for instance, this one is not done well, you know, like everything, you still get the same for everything. You're not really understanding what is going on, right? It's just the subscribers. Again, we discussed this about the monthly and yearly. So, you know, by default, let me think about this for a second. Yeah, so this get 12 months for the price of 10 when you pay annually. You know, I mean that's a really key thing to say. I don't really particularly like this pricing plan. I know they're and that's another mistake that I did, is that I didn't write who these pricing plans are for some of these companies. But I don't really. Oh, and I should go to LinkedIn to see if there's any comments. Sorry guys, this is what happens when you do like a live stream, because you really need it. Because anyways, the material is gonna get pretty old quite quickly, because the space is moving so fast, like just tech in general, and still like. Oh, there you go. Cool. Oh, let me see if there's any comments. I'll definitely want to take comments because I am truly live. Cool, thanks guys, good to see everyone. And now I'll make sure I read the comments from LinkedIn. So let's move on, because there's a lot of learnings that I've been trying to take. I think usually, yeah, there's no pricing for enterprise. The whole enterprise thing is like, you know, I think you need a pricing here before the enterprise that is high enough, that makes you feel good enough, so that beyond this, you actually can invest, and I should probably add that beyond this, you actually can invest the money, right? To actually, I'm so glad I printed out. You can actually invest the money to go and reach out to these people. So that's what I think is like super important, because it takes a lot of resources to call people up and get them to sign up. So that, yeah, that must be important. And yeah, don't give it out, right? So yeah. But maybe have a clear, like, call us, right? A clear call to action. In this case, is missing for these guys. I would still have it. I don't know why they don't have the buy now everywhere or get this. Okay. Lifetime pricing, it's especially powerful for software that doesn't have server costs, since increased usage doesn't have extra costs. So you can think about that. I don't even know why I wrote this, because I don't even see it anywhere. But okay, again, larger enterprise plans can only be paid annually. Yeah, so I've seen this. This is from Mixpanel. So you see the free, of course, it's free. Then the startup, you can pay per month. And then when it's business, you just gotta give us the $1,000 ahead. We're still giving you a best value. They're not really showing how they're giving you the best value. They are obviously pushing you towards that. They're doing the whole enterprise and contact us. And yeah, I'm gonna remove myself pretty much completely from here. I really, yeah, video capture, gone. Anyways, you know me, you can see my pictures online. So then this one is Shopify, of course, and they're great, and I gotta like move them towards the front. They're so freaking genius. I mean, their pricing plan really got stuck in my head, because I kept wanting to upgrade in my head, and it's because of this really tiny little detail, and at least they got me, right? Obviously everybody wants to sell more, so they're actually tying this to like, oh my god, I think so much better during a live stream. Let me check my time, because I don't want to do more than 30 minutes. Already 12 minutes. Okay, I'm going through well. So tying a desire to upgrade to a desire to earn more. And I think that actually in the book by Wes Bush, once again, he's saying exactly this. So really, like, it makes absolutely like perfect sense to me as well. And yeah, you're giving that value to users. Like, you're making them hope, at least you're making them desire, and you're making them want to get there. You're making them want to pay you that amount, because you'll pay so little credit card rate, right? And then you're sure you'll be paying them so much more. But also they're basic. You start with basic. You're a basic dude, and then you get the actual thing, and then you're advanced, and then you get plus, and this big jump makes me want to be here. This is like the first time. The other insight is that, like, sometimes showing a big number is great. And this is, again, something I'm thinking of right now as I'm speaking about this on my own. It sounds crazy, but what I'm really hoping to get is some comments, especially in the discussion part. This part is quite clear to me. So if you had a lot of download sales, do highlight that clearly and shamelessly. So these guys, they had over 2,000 downloads. It's really like one of the best things you could highlight, right? So we do have 30,000 users on the SaaS that we're selling. So again, we gotta highlight that. It's not 2 million, but 30,000 is still not bad. Yeah, and do it and get it out and start growing, even if you don't sell it. This is missive. To be honest, I don't really like let me see why. Okay, I like that they had these add-ons. So Twitter accounts are treated as add-ons. I didn't really analyze. I didn't write the analysis, so I'm gonna do it right now with you guys. I did like it, to be honest, for some reason. I like that they had a really nice free plan with the history. It's something that, like, I think quite a lot of people are willing to pay for. So it's something quite interesting. Alberto, is there a free trial of the premium subscription? I'm not sure which part specifically you're talking about, but I'll see if I can share the deck with you for sure, because you're a buddy, and maybe you can pinpoint that. Hopefully you're in this too. So yeah, I liked the first of all, it's a great product, Missive, and then I like this history, something people are really willing to pay for. You know, people pay for full history. So remember that. I've done that, and so on. And then I think that, like, be generous with your free, or people like won't use it. And I mean, I liked Missive, and I'm still not using it. There's a lot of competition in that shared accounts, email inboxes, and stuff like that. I would have upgraded, to be honest. So this kind of plans made me feel like upgrading. I think it's maybe the colors, like I wrote, it's a bit hard to read. Because there's maybe like too much stuff. Yeah, it's like you kind of, the add-ons, I think the add-ons should be selected later, and this is maybe like something to discuss, like when do you want to show the add-ons, right? What do you guys think? When do you want to show the add-ons? With pricing or after? That's the question, right? Okay, let's keep going, because damn, already halfway through. We already spoke about this. This is by Todoist, which is, by the way, ended up being my favorite, what do you call it, to-do app that I'm using right now. And on web, at least, they were just like, hey, you know, you want to upgrade, it's just $36, you know, one plan, just do it. Like, you don't have to do anything. You just have to put your credit card in and hit and start. Like, the friction here, you don't have to decide anything. Okay, like, I actually really like this product. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna upgrade pretty soon. And they, like, totally got me, again, in a really, really crowded space. And when you're in a crowded space, you gotta keep things, like, super, super simple. And the other thing is, like, that I wrote here on the slides is that, you know, like, what happens when you bill once per year? What happens, right? Is that, like, you literally, and maybe I'm gonna put myself back in so it becomes a little bit better for you guys. It becomes a bit more personal. So, like, what happens is that you pay, the year after you pay again, and you probably haven't checked your credit card statement, and a lot of people don't do it, and people keep paying, you know. That's really what happens, you know. This is like one of my favorite pricing pages, and we're actually doing this for one of our products, which is like a calendar sharing product that's coming out soon. Yeah, simple, no friction, easy, and people forget subscriptions, especially yearly. That's what happens. So, okay, let's keep going in here. Other learnings. For developer tools, remember, you can use the whole developer as the first one, right? For APIs, they're mostly priced by numbers of hits, and then dollars for, like, an extra dollar amount for extra hit. I actually don't like this, so I wrote this. I remember writing this here on on my notes that I really don't like the X, and the X is just like really bad type of symbol. They like, yeah, it's like, I don't like the X. It's just too negative. You don't be negative ever with anything. So that's what I feel. So then the other thing is that like I wasn't doing it. We're not doing this yet, and we need to show users what plan they're on currently, right? So like your level. This is like super important. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like taking my own notes, but hopefully you're doing that too. You have time to do it too. So yeah, the more expensive the plan, the lower the cost per unit should be. Okay, that's retarded. Of course, everybody knows that. Like I said before, I'm gonna repeat it. Give a lot of value on the free plan so that people are gonna stick around, use it, and try it out and stuff like that. So really, these guys are good. ClickFunnels, of course, they're like marketing leaders. They're basically trying to sell you the most expensive plan, and they're really like pushing you and convincing you towards that, right? I mean, like I look at this and I'm just like, oh, I definitely want the premium plan. And then if you see when they introduce actually a new premium and even more premium plan, which is coming soon, and they're even like kind of creating suspense and desire to see this new plan, which is absolutely amazing. How they're doing it. I don't even know where to place myself. I think I'm gonna hide myself once again. Sorry about that. So let me see if this is even important at all. This payment UI flows. Well, let's just look at this. So yeah, I don't think that you want to add users right away. Just when I get the credit card immediately. You actually want to get the email. That's what ClickFunnels said that I should add in here. Is that first get the email, and then you can still like kind of market and bring people into a funnel. As they kind of so this kind of UX is like wrong. Get email first. You want to know who is like about to buy something or even has a remote interest in buying it. So now this is the most important part for me to discuss. We've only got about 8 minutes or so, but let's do it anyways. So should you show annual plan by default? I think it might scare away a lot of people as it looks a lot more expensive. I think you definitely want to show like this is a pretty expensive SaaS anyways. I can't remember which one it is. So these guys are not showing actually annual plans. They're showing monthly plans. And yeah, you don't want to show annual plans basically. Like that's probably one learning, right? Don't want to show annual plans. I probably knew that already, but I'm just again repetita iuvant. I don't know. This is a discussion, right? Like, do you need to come up with unique names for plans like this, like essential UX and enterprise intranet? People are wondering, like, what the hell is it, right? People know basic, professional, premium, ultimate, enterprise, right? They know it's like growing, right? Free, basic, whatever. I told you already. But this stuff is like, I think gets people like thinking, like, well, what am I buying? What is it, right? And you don't want to have people wondering. And then, like, should you push users to buy the most premium plan by lowering unit costs? That's actually like what I was talking about, that Shopify did very well, right? So what I wrote in my notes is that it does make me want to upgrade to the biggest plan, but it almost also makes me think too much. That's one issue. So yeah, actually I have to make a note for myself to basically, yeah, lower unit costs. basic economic principle. I studied economics. I should have thought of it, but it's so complex. Again, like this is Adobe Creative Adobe Creative Cloud. Plans, they look like way too complicated. This is like horrible UI. I'm pretty sure this is from like back in the days. I hope they've improved it right now. I've seen this with Google, right? We saw it with Google. It was obviously a lot more subtle with Google, where the middle plan is the popular plan. And the other thing is like to avoid asking for address information if you're not shipping anything. I think there's no discussion there. And then this slider to find out pricing, like, is that good or not? Like, to be honest, I'm quite thinking that, like, again, it made me lose too much time, which is a common theme, right? I think it's horrible to show the like credit card and PayPal logos. They just look super, super cheap, but let me know your thoughts. And then also this calculate plan in a separate area, like again, it made me wait and like think too much. Like I would say avoid anything that makes you think too much. Okay, this join the club is more motivating, I would say, if you have a kind of a club membership. I actually do want to do this for one of our things, SaaS, whatever, products. Yeah, so join the club, I think is, at least for me, was a powerful motivator. I don't know for you guys. I mean, I'm maybe like this ultra networker, I always want to be around people, so I like the societal aspect of it. So this one is a big one. Is it better to have it like from more expensive to cheaper? So from left to right, from left is more expensive, and as you go to the right it gets cheaper, or like I've mostly seen it like it grows from left to right. I don't know. Like to me, I can't, obviously I'm looking at the most expensive first, right? So I'm gonna look at that first, but it feels like a little bit tricky. Like these guys are, yeah, but I feel tricked, right? That's one thing. And then like I start with the highest end, but then I end up with the lowest, or maybe I'm thinking about the lowest. I don't know. Like, to be honest, this is where I would do A/B testing and see what happens. And I mean, maybe there's like a general bigger question I need to ask, like, is there a good platform to build these pricing plans, so that like you see how many intricacies we've discussed in this time. And so is there anything that does this like really well? I don't know. You guys tell me. This is Evernote. I already recognize them right away. Put a premium in a special place with a special ribbon and with a green color, which makes it more exciting and write this purchase. Like, yeah, like I remember this is Evernote. Like, yeah, I read this. I didn't read this, but now that I read it, I know it's them, but from the beginning, because I got a unlimited subscription when I got on the one of the VPs, like when I was in California, maybe like, what now, 12 years ago or something like that, when I just got to US, on my first visits to the Bay Area. This is horrible, it's too simple. Hope you guys agree, let me know. So do these little fun images encourage people to stay on the pricing page? Like, I'll be honest, I think so, right? And I know it sounds super stupid, but I do think so. Like, I do look at them, and maybe it's just me, right? I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm curious to hear. This is another example. Yeah, of course you always want to quote where the image is from, but like, again, nice example of images makes me want to be there a little longer, even just to look at the images potentially, and just makes me enjoy it a little bit, like somehow, versus compared to this, there's like really crappy images, right? The other thing is that like, yeah, like numbers are highlighted in this one, but there's maybe like too many numbers in here, and the increase in value is not really clear. Maybe it's not really highlighted, right? It's like 10,000, 10,000. It's like too similar right now. You always want to increase it. And then do complicated pricing plans like ever make sense? Is it maybe like for developers, for developer tools, since they're quite detailed oriented? I know I'm basically running out of time. I did run out of time pretty much, so I'm just gonna I think I'm pretty much done. I already spoke about like Shopify, and is a simple pricing better? This is for Coursera for business. So it seems like not just in the low end, but also in the high end, there are businesses doing just the one pricing, and that's it, and then or call us. This slider for me, it's like, is it too daunting? Is it like too time consuming, or is it fun? Do people like play around with it? And I don't know, like I don't know. This one is, I think, Freshdesk, and it looks like way too complicated, like so complicated. It looks like driving in India or something. I haven't been to India. I do want to go, but driving in India sounds like a nightmare, and I'm Italian, Italian American. But yeah, I would say that it looks way too complicated. Yeah, and then I noticed, like, if you just increase this just a tiny little bit, it doesn't give you pricing. And so again, like, yes, I think, like, do you think that they're not giving out the prices so that like more money can be milked? I guess so. Yeah. So like, if you were to introduce new pricing, whatever, like, these are mistakes to avoid having two actions, like, for sure, like sign up, free trial. I don't even know what these guys have in their minds. Avoid, there's this recommended, this close to the free plan. I think they were just talking about the annual, but it's like so close to the free that I don't even know why they're recommending it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Avoid like giving too many check marks everywhere. Like, I look at this, I'm like, oh, I'm getting so much with the basic, I'm just gonna go for the basic. Or I'm getting the same thing with the pro and the max. Like, it just costs us more. Like, people are visual. Avoid the X, we already spoke about it. Avoid making these plans like impossible to read, and like, I don't even know what refers to what. This was Survey Gizmo. I hope it's a long time ago. That was a bad thing of going into Google Images. Well, good and bad. Yeah, this is again like not a clear understanding of like too many features. This is like one issue, and then like too hard to read and blah blah. This was like way too many colors. Likely this was like a stock image. Possibly nobody made a mistake. This was like too big of a gap in between. I don't even know why. So I'm like, I don't feel I can people forget it right away. Like, what's going on in between these two? I think everything in basic should be avoided because like most users just don't see it, forget it, and so like it's funny how like it's so easy to judge others and it's so hard to see like we're making this mistake. Like, most of the things I'm telling you right now, we're making these mistakes because we just did a pricing page, like just slap a pricing page like that without thinking too much about it, to be honest. Bad mistake. Avoid everything in etc. Avoid not following any rational order. This really makes no sense. From 10 to 15 to 30 to free, I don't understand. Avoid ranges in pricing. Yeah, I'm like, is it 175 or is it 1,000? Like, I don't even know. What are you selling me? This is way too complicated to read. Again, things are like all over the place. That's it, guys. Thanks a lot. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you have any comments. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. That's what I'm using mostly for work. And yeah, that's it. Thanks. Hopefully this was helpful. Have a good one.